So with Terry Hutchinson then, the tactician on quantum racing.
Yes.
Terry, a few questions about starting. I mean, the whole concept of getting an 8.5-ton boat onto the start line, maximum pace within a few centimetres. What's the secret?
That's a great question. I think there's there's 3 or 4 pieces to that puzzle. There's the bowman, there's the navigator, there's the helmsman, and there's the trimmers, and they all play a role in getting the boat off the line, effectively, with good pace and good time and distance. You have to practice at it. You have to work on the lead up into it and understand the conditions that you're sailing in, and really how long it's going to take the boat to get to speed, in any given wind strength. And the guys that are the best at it generally have a pretty methodical process to getting away cleanly. And the guys that are hit or miss are the ones that you find are a little bit more random and a little bit more arbitrary, and you kind of know who those guys are as well.
I'd imagine you're pretty methodical at a guess.
Yeah. If it's not broken, you don't try to fix it too hard, and that doesn't mean that you always get a good start. But if you always stick to the same routine of the lead up and working on the time and distance and working on the how the boat feels as it accelerates, chances are you'll get away clean more often than not.
So tell us about the process then. What's your method?
What's the method? That's my method is to never try to win the race in the start. You can certainly lose it in the start, but to never try to win it, and but to always start in a spot that you can execute the bigger picture plan. And a lot of times that'll see you start slightly away from the favored end, unless it's potentially like it was yesterday where you had to go left, and so you have to start in a position where you can go left, and from there it's a matter of getting the percentages right. If you can hit 8 of 10, that's a pretty high percentage, and chances are you're going to have a pretty successful event.
What's the secret of the time and distance thing, just hitting the line on maximum pace?
Enough space, enough gap to leeward that you can put the bow down and speed build, and you always want to make sure that the bow's coming up at the gun, not turning away. And the slight momentum shifts that you see in the fleet, it's one thing that when we're starting the quantum racing that I'll talk to Ed a lot about, is how our boat's momentum is relative to the guy to windward and the guy to leeward. And so as long as we hold momentum, being slightly faster through the water in those situations, chances are you'll come off the line in that situation. And you don't see the necessary impact of it 10 seconds after the start, where you see it is about 2 minutes after the start.
How much of it is about feel and gut feel, and how much is science?
I would say, depending on who you ask.
That's Terry Hutchinson?
Yeah. I would say 70% gut feel and 30% science. But there's a crossover there. Sometimes it's 70% science and 30% gut feel when you're in a tight spot and you have very little room to kill a lot of time. And so there you have to balance those two. Then it becomes a 50-50.
You're still getting better at it, are we?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of our sport. Our sport's a learned sport, and so every day that you're out there doing it is another day that you get better.
Here's hoping you get some good starts today, Terry. Thank you.
Hopefully you didn't just jinx us. Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.